Hello, students. We're going to start talking about pronunciation, right? So we're going to talk about why pronunciation is important. What is the difference between letters and the sounds that they make? How do we know what sound to make when we see a letter that maybe has more than one sound, like vowels? And also, what parts of the body, usually what parts of our mouth, do we use to pronounce letters and words correctly? And how do we use them? So first of all, letters have names. That's our alphabet, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Those are the names of the letters. Letters also have sounds, right? A says a, like apple. A says A, like April or Amy, right? So the letter A has many sounds it can make. But don't worry, the letter B says B, right? That's the only sound it makes, usually, right? So learning pronunciation rules can help us know the letter names and the letter sounds and when they're different. So, talking about how sounds are different. When we describe how sounds are different, right? So that's called articulation, right? Describing and practicing different sounds with our mouth parts. Saying the right sound is what we call pronunciation. So learning articulation, learning how sounds are different, helps you with correct pronunciation. It also helps you with listening. So we'll talk about the parts of the mouth that we use in this introduction video. We'll talk about what the air does that leaves our body, and something we call voicing, right? Sounds can be voiced or voiceless. So this is pretty detailed articulation. So first of all, mouth parts. We have our upper lip, right, or our top lip. We have our upper teeth. We also have the roof of your mouth. We'll use that in some pronunciation, the roof of your mouth. We'll talk about our tongue and the very tip of our tongue. We will also talk about using our lower teeth, and our bottom lip. So another way sounds can be different is the airflow, right? Sometimes the air keeps going, sometimes the air stops briefly, like p, p, right? To make the P sound, for example, I stop my airflow. So that's what that means. It sounds like P and K, right? You'll hear a K and feel a little puff of air sometimes. Lastly, we'll talk about voicing when describing how sounds are made, when describing articulation. So sounds can be voiced or voiceless. The difference would be like normal talking is voiced. You can hear your throat vibrating. But if you want to talk about voiceless sounds, you can whisper, right? If you whisper, you don't feel your throat. Hello, my name is Amy, right? There's no in my throat. So voiced and voiceless, like the difference between P and B, P and B, like P, P, pig, B, B, big, right? The difference is voicing. So we'll also listen for that in our sounds that we compare, right? So throughout this series, we'll be comparing different sounds that are easy to get mixed up when you hear them. So we'll be talking about minimal pairs, which are words that are the same except for one sound, right? Like fish and dish, right? Same word or same letters, same sounds, except for one, right? And you can see they mean completely different things. That's why it's important to pronounce correctly, right? If you say the coffee costs 15 $15, right, for a big tub of coffee, or $50, right? That's why it's important. You might end up paying way more. That's really expensive coffee. All right. We'll also go through listening practice. All right, I'll read some minimal pairs and sentences, and your job will be to listen for the different sounds. And we'll be pulling heavily from this Intercambio pronunciation fun with pictures book, but there are also a ton of free resources on the internet for you as well. So if I remember to be thorough, I will put that into the video description link. So, all right. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy our pronunciation. Fun. All right.